Hi, this is Gabe Romero with another episode of The Source Live. We're here in Huron, California with Pat Collins, Senior Director of Farm Management for Dole Fresh Vegetables. Pat, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So Pat, tell me a little bit about Huron and the history behind it with Dole Vegetable.
Sure. So Dole's been coming to Huron for many years, probably since the 70s when Huron was started. And then, but only recently, say about 18 years ago, we went and we started our own farming operation here. So we went from basically sourcing from growers over here to starting our own operation because we felt it was important to have our own presence here and our own operation. So we've been running since about 1999 over here.
So obviously labor has been a challenge for the whole industry. Tell me the challenges that you've been seeing here at Huron as well as in Salinas.
Yeah, so we're feeling labor challenges everywhere in the state, California, Arizona, but more so Salinas, and then especially here in Huron. There's not a very large, since a lot of the vegetable crops moved out, the labor force has diminished and gone into other things such as table grapes, melons, and things like that. So part of the challenge here is definitely getting enough labor to come over here to harvest our crops. So we work through, we have a labor camp and some other things where we offer lodging and meals and those types of things to attract our workers to come from either the Salinas area or up from Yuma and join us in harvesting the crop.
Has Dole looked into innovations as far as like similar mechanical innovations or automated harvesters or anything of that nature?
Absolutely. So on our value-added side, which feeds our salad plant, we developed an automatic harvester for head lettuce about 7 or 8 years ago. And so we did it on our own and it actually works fairly well. I mean, there's still bugs to work out, but we started on it 6 or 7 years ago, knowing that we were going to come to this point at some time, and we wanted to be ahead of it. So that does function, harvesting value added, and now there's thoughts, how can we get some automation into the fresh pack side, as I call it, the commodity. And so we're looking at, there's a machine that wraps the lettuce. You just put it in, it automatically wraps it, seals it, and then you can pack it on top, and it just helps reduce the amount of people that you need to get that operation done.
So today's your second day of harvesting here in the Huron Valley.
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about the sizing that we're seeing and what you're seeing as far as quality is concerned.
Sure. So this is our second day in Huron. We started yesterday. But the first couple fields we've got are a little small on size, just on the edge. They're still 24s, but a little smaller 24s. That's because of the extreme heat we experienced when we planted and in that younger portion of the crop's life. But after we get same thing here. So quality, as far as quality that's going in the box, everything's really good. We've got some insect damage, but everything they're able to mitigate leaving the field, so that what goes in the box is cherry.
So in Salinas, we're dealing with core from the heat and the bolting from the centers. What are you seeing over here in Huron?
Yeah, so over here, like I mentioned, the varieties that we plant over here are specifically heat tolerant varieties. So even though they got a little more heat than what we normally would get, they're able to handle it. You can see the core is about an inch and a half. It's totally acceptable. Whereas in Salinas, not everywhere, but you can see them 3-4 inches right about now, and then the lettuce gets ribbier as a result. So this lettuce here, not ribby, right, which leads to a little less mechanical damage as these leaves are held tightly versus bowed out, and that's where you start to get more of the mechanical when they're packing it, which ends up looking a little rougher on arrival. So
certainly you get the pink and the red that comes along with that.
Exactly. Correct? Yep. So overall, like I said, a little small on these first couple lots, and then after that we get into good size, and it looks like we're going to finish strong over here. Anything can change, how that goes, but right now everything's looking good for the outlook for Huron.
Excellent. Pat, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
And like before, if you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to ProAct, and we'll see you next time.